Major meltdown now.
You ain't run my blood pressure up. You ain't run my blood pressure up.
You say you been here 45 years? You been 45 years, Pop?
He said you ain't gonna run my blood pressure up.
Hey, that's
left out the room.
Hey, that's sage advice. Some of our fans need the same advice. Good Lord.
Yeah, man.
I be worried about some of these people.
They be melting down. They be
Bruh.
melting down. Well, we lost to the New York Football Giants. You got one word, DT?
Ain't no worm, man. This game got me tight, son.
Hey, I'm gonna need a little bit more practice. I'm gonna send you some videos.
Oh my goodness. Me too. By day 25, you're gonna sound like a professional. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, you gotta talk like you from New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit. I'm gonna need me some.
Let me hear. We gonna be right back after this in New York accent.
He not ready yet.
Yeah.
So what you been doing all weekend? You just
because he thought we were gonna win.
He was hoping that we wasn't gonna lose. He ain't practicing nothing.
He's like, I ain't practicing that stuff. Now he crash coursing it. Now he's like, I gotta go find some New York freaking YouTube videos.
Your head tomorrow.
He just knew we was gonna win, huh?
Hey man, gotta be confident in the squad, man. But you know, it is what it is, bro.
Well,
I mean,
you're right. It is what it is. We done lost.
For those that caught us on the PSF app, I was really one of I reacted to some, but I'm just feeling numb, man. It's like it's the same old stuff. Offense struggling to find rhythm. I mean, give credit to this Giants defense, but we should have had the advantage, especially for EB to know what Martindale does on a daily basis from his time in the AFC, and now you in the NFC. But it was a pure embarrassment. If it wasn't for that fumble, we put it on a skunk. Man, this is sad, fellas. It's sad.
That laugh is nasty. Well, guess we go ahead and get the show started. I know it looks like Ceelo is at a hotel, but he disappeared. I don't know exactly where he is. But Breeze, what's good, man?
What's good?
There you go.
Is he back? No, he's still frozen.
He trying to slide around the camera. Welcome back to Owner the Huddle podcast. Brother Deuce is here. He's here to defend his O-line. I'm getting sick and tired of you dudes and this fan base talking about my O-line. We gonna handle this today. I said tell CJ to drop it.
No, y'all not taking that, bro. Y'all not taking that.
Nah, it's over. You already put it out there, DT.
I put Troy Apke because he ain't getting on the field. He ain't getting on defense at all.
See, that's the problem. You drinking that South water.
Seriously, he's gonna make the team, and he's gonna be up back or something.
Up back is crazy. He's not making the team.
What is
Listen, if he makes this team as an up, you know what? Nope.
All the fans leaving again.
They love trap.
Welcome back to RedzonedcMedia podcast.
My God, yeah.
Appreciate y'all for joining. Yeah, what's up, Carlton? be finna be Suge Knight starting a podcast in prison. This team make me sick. Awesome in sports, my heart hurts. South, this team is poopy cheeks. Oh, I can't put that on there. Awesome sports. Y'all ain't messing up my algorithm today. What's the identity? What is the identity, Smoke? Throw. Sack.
You got a little
Hey, Miss
bill.
Janet.
So,
John Schwaller, thank you.
Cass
Appreciate you
the
for
DB.
joining.
This is nasty.
Yeah, I know.
Cass the DB, bro.
Appreciate you for
wow.
joining. That was your first time. We definitely appreciate you stopping by, man. Man, look. Okay, so
Appreciate it.
Ceelo, how you doing, Ceelo?
I mean, I'm fantastic. You know what I'm saying? My team isn't, but we look real bad today. I hate that team up north is making us rethink everything. Like that's the thing that's making us that's the thing that kind of kills me. I don't want them to have this satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Like I would feel much better if there was a better or different organization. And okay, we just got rocked by, I don't know, the Houston Texans. At least I like Houston. You know, I like Houston. Like, there's nothing wrong with Houston. Like, I like everything they're doing. There's nothing I hate worse. Probably right now, probably worse than Cowboys is the Giants. So that's the part that kills me. Now we thinking the whole season. I mean, we firing people. I'm like, the Giants are sitting back like, told you.
Why my room look yellow? I look
Because it is.
yellow. My room look
Say
yellow.
because it is.
It's burgundy and gold.
My camera not hitting right. November 19th is an all blackout game, Breeze. I'm wearing white. How you feeling, man?
I'm gonna wear green. I'm gonna wear money green.
With the burger.
We play the Giants. I'm wearing blue.
I'm wearing money
blue
green.
HTTC shirt.
I'm wearing some crimson.
How you feeling, Breeze, man?
I'm not. I don't know, man. Like we sat here on live for me and we were on live for 4 hours, and
That was painful.
it was painful, bro. Like we got beat up by a bad football team for 4 quarters. And to make it, the Giants are so bad that as badly as they beat us, they only won by 7 points. And a 7-point lead, we all agree. It felt like we were down by like 23. Like I don't know, man. I don't know, but something got to happen, bro. So I don't know what got to happen, but something got to happen, man.
Nah, Carter ain't defeated. Like, remember, he's so not on death row. Look, I can't lose this year because I have Magic Johnson. Like, that's what I'm holding on to. That I have Magic Johnson, I have Josh Harris, I have new ownership. I got $100 million coming up this off season, man. So he said blackout game with
Just wear gray. I like that. That's funny.
Yep. Chase is in the building. We were just showing your picture. Hey, Chase, you wow, bro. Like,
which Chase is this?
He did that EV drink. Yeah, man, I can't lose, man. Like, any DCs y'all like, we fired there. I mean, right now, no. I mean, I'm sure the pool will begin to show itself like when we get into December. Right now it's too early, but you know, I'm cool with putting Mayo at defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? They say he is a real smart guy, so let's give him a chance. Let's see what David Mayo can do.
Why do y'all think firing coaches, like, is that more like an emotional thing? Like, it just makes us feel good for like the moment, or is that really?
it gives you a temporary scapegoat for one. Like
Yeah.
buy you some more time. Okay, the defense hasn't been doing that. Let's fire Jack, and that's about that. That should it. At that point, we fired Jack, and the defense still struggles. Well, the guy calling plays hasn't been doing it before, so we got to give him time to adjust and all that old stuff.
It kind of reminds me of like the whole the Jay Gruden thing. We fired Jay. They had Bill Callahan. They still ended up winning 3 games.
Right.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
like,
that's what it's gonna be. It's like if we fire these guys, it's like, you know what? We hanging it up. We gonna start from right here. Like this is where
Right.
we gonna start from. Man, my video looks crazy. That y'all look blue. I ain't this
you do
dark.
gotta,
I tell y'all,
you gotta,
I ain't this dark skin, yeah. I ain't this
Man,
dark.
you been in the trenches. You been in the trenches too long, man.
I've been down. I've been in Georgia too long. That's probably what it was. That's probably peaches.
Georgia peaches.
But DT, what's good, man? How you feeling, man?
To be honest with you, man, like I wish I didn't watch the game. I wish I didn't even hop on the live today. Like it's literally the same stuff we keep seeing for 4 years, even before Will Ron even got here. Defense giving up big plays, expectations. Like they legit had one starter on their offensive line. When I put that tweet about how many people that were out for the New York Giants, I said, bruh, if we don't win this game, we need to tank. Flash forward now, it is currently 9:56, 4 minutes from 10 o'clock. I'm ready to tank. I'm sorry. Might be super on this podcast and all that stuff, but y'all, it's the same stuff every single year. Every year. Like, we should have been able to at least put 17 points, not just 7. We put up 35 against the Broncos. We put up 31 against the Eagles. But for some particular reason, you struggled. And I know this is a divisional game. We all know, we all talked about it. Divisional games, they're very tricky because these teams know each other. And like I just said earlier, EB knows Wink Martindale from his time in the AFC. And for you to have all these 5 to 7 dropbacks with no bubbles, no screens, not even a single. I've seen the bootleg from shotgun, but where's the bootlegs from under center? Can Sam do a bootleg from under center? Because I haven't seen it. Where's all the hot stuff that Sam is supposed to do? Now it could be, Sam's a young quarterback, but I'm just not seeing that with this offense that's supposed to be predicated on getting the ball out of your hands quick. And I hate to say this, man, but like I had these questions right now, bro. I don't think EB has warranted the chance to be the head coach here, and it's sad reality. I like the guy. I like all the things he said, but right now your offense is 22nd in the league. Credit, it's not Patrick Mahomes, it's no Travis Kelce, but you can still be a little bit, tad bit better. And this is what we're dealing with, Breeze. Like, it's tough.
I mean, so okay. Let me ask you this: since you're in tank mode, which at this point I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm not mad at. What are you tanking for at this point? Like just as a means to blow everything up?
If we're looking at this team right now, none of these guys have played up to the expectations that we have.
Right.
And it's every year. And I get it. 2020, to me, 2020 should have been a year that this team, they go through it, have at least good, decent defense, go through the growing pains, see it playing with a guy or whoever. But no, and they don't control the division because they don't play for the Cowboys, the Eagles, or the Giants. But that division was bad this year. So Ron decided, hey, we're going to go out and try to win this thing. Then the next year, the overconfidence came and it flowed through the team. And we start to realize that this team is not there where we wanted to be. Then, of course, the past 2 years have been the Taylor Heineke train. They win these games late, but they don't reach over that hump. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2020, and we're just stuck in the middle.
Man,
and I hate that.
My bad.
And I hate that for Sam because I was thinking in a way to not make it offensive. I like Sam, but right now this thing with his sacks that's carried on from college is the big negative. And it's also a part of the reason why the offense has struggling. I do feel like in some ways he is kind of holding this offense back, but I'm willing to go through the struggles of a young quarterback just to see what he has and see can he improve the sack. We have not had a game where it has been at least two. It's only been 3, 5, 7, 9. We haven't. Can we at least get a game with 2 sacks?
Mhm.
Like, can I just get that? That'll be a major improvement. And to answer your question, Breeze, like I just want a full slate. I want a true rebuild. Like everybody's on the timeline talking about like, oh, I don't want to trade these guys, but these guys been here this long. Like, you got to get something. You're not going to keep all these defensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean,
let me get through these.
Go ahead, Deuce.
The chat job crazy. Matt Ryan, what's good, man? I think this may be your first time joining, so I appreciate you for stopping through. For sure. Hey Kim, try a different DC and see if the defense performs. Yeah, I say put David Mayo back there, John. We need to just use the Ask Madden feature. That's our coordinate. That's nasty. Yeah. We need to fire Ron though. Y'all dude only has 3 winning seasons. Ron is a goner. Thank for what? Look at him. We appreciate the consoling.
Bounce back.
We appreciate it. Same stuff year after year. Been dealing with this roughly 30 years. They can't hurt me more than they already. And that's something else. Like y'all was just talking about rebuild. Like, have we ever had like a true rebuild? And I think Breeze, you probably asked that question when I was trying to fix my face because I knew I wasn't that dark. I know I'm dark skinned, but I'm not blue. Like I ain't blue purple. You know what I'm saying? So that's the question. Like, have we actually ever had a true rebuild?
I don't think so. Maybe when Joe Gibbs, when Joe Gibbs came for maybe when Joe Gibbs came in for Steve Spurrier, just because Steve Spurrier tried to literally tried to rebuild the Florida Gators with the roster, and Joe Gibbs had to flip the roster. But outside of that, I don't think so. If you want to consider that a rebuild, maybe, but I don't think so.
I mean, even that, didn't he make the deal for Portis?
Yeah, he traded for Portis. They had his 6th pick and picked Sean.
They got Mark Brunell. They traded for Santana after a year, I think.
Yeah, they was trying to win.
And they drafted Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
Carlos
Rogers. And are they the ones that drafted big dude, safety from LSU?
Landry.
Landry. He came a couple years after, right?
No.
Did he come his last year?
No, Gibbs picked him his last year. Yeah, his last draft.
Yeah. His last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was Joe Gibbs' last first-round pick.
Yeah.
Planning on pairing it with Sean. Obviously, you know what happened with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a theory. I mentioned it in the chat. If I can mention this. So I don't believe in rebuilds. In NFL, you have a salary cap. You have free agency with the salary cap. You have a draft, and they reward you for being the bad team. That's why you have tanking. You literally would get the first overall pick the worse you are. Only the NFL does that, right? NBA has a lottery. baseball has something different, but the NFL definitely like actually rewards bad teams. So to me, if you have a competent front office and you know how to, draft and you know how to like evaluate talent, both professional and college, and then you have a coaching staff that can take that talent and put them in successful positions, you shouldn't be rebuilding like the 76ers did in NBA. It took 5-6 years to get Embiid and all those guys. You should be able to turn your team around in like a year to 2 years. Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, NFL is literally between draft, free agency, all of that is literally it's built for parity.
Built for
Like
parity. Yeah, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and it's the same. It's the opposite direction. Good teams can get bad real quick because you have free agents and you can't afford them all, right? So you're gonna have some overlap. So that's why the thing is bad. That's why the Ron. So you asked the question, have we ever been through a rebuild? I think we have. This was a rebuild. Remember, we won 3 games with Bill Callahan and Jay Gruden. 3. We had a number 2 overall pick. We literally. I mean, we had some pieces, but it was a bad roster. And then we tried to, we had Darby and Logan Thomas and we had some pieces we were trying to build slowly, right? We actually we chose to pay John Allen. We chose to pay, Deron Payne. We chose to pay Terry. We chose a linebacker in the draft. We did all these things to build the defense, and that's how they wanted to quote unquote rebuild, because we won 3 games, then we won 7 games. They won 8 games. We still haven't won over 8 games yet, but still, like, to me, that is the rebuild. My problem is that the rebuild was wrong. Like we whiffed, bro. Like I think we did this whole thing. Like we building like we in the 80s.
But I think to Ron's point, like he picked Chase because that was like a no brainer, right? Like
that's fine.
He picked Chase.
I'm not mad at Chase.
That was like a no brainer. But then, like, after that, he goes Jamin, right? He goes Jamin for the defense. And then he goes Jahan. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you look at it from Ron's perspective, like the Allen, the Payne, and the Sweat, they all came with him. You know what I'm saying? To that point. But when he paid them, he's like, I'm going to continue with whatever it was that they had, and I want to build this team up. But he neglected offensive line. Like, yes, he tried. It's not like, he said, but he went out and got players that wasn't top tier players. Like, he thought everybody was going to be JD McKissick, right? When you take somebody that's not great, that'll come in and perform and be one of your best players. Like, who else did he bring in that actually worked out? Like, when people talk about Logan Thomas, they talk about him like he put up Jordan Reed type numbers that year. Like he had 600 yards receiving. Like he wasn't like all world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I keep trying to remind people of that too.
Yeah, but if you do count him, that's 2, right? Like who else? Like who else have they?
Fuller was probably a good one.
Fuller, yeah, Kendall Fuller.
Yeah,
Darby had a good year, then left.
Darby. He was all right.
Pierre Lewis was a solid linebacker. He was solid, but
Eric Flowers, when they traded
for Flowers,
him, and then allowed him to leave.
They brought him back.
Yeah,
so he had a few. You know what I'm saying? But
it's been very sporadic. But Deuce,
there's no winning though. There's no winning. Like none of that matters.
No winning.
That's my point though. Like what? So okay, so I like John Allen, I like Deron Payne, but tell me, like, are those people? I'm just being like kind of like big picture. Mm-hmm. Are those people going to win you games? Right? Like at some point you got to say, you got to make a hard decision. Say, you know what? I love John Allen or I love Deron Payne, but at the time you may have been like, I might got to flip these guys, right? Because I need me guys that's going to actually move the needle. Like theoretically, defensive linemen are great. We all love defense. I love defense, but like at the end of the day, some of these guys don't. Like the difference between a John Allen and a Ridgeway is not like crazy. So some teams will say, I'll live with the Ridgeway if you can give me 3 picks for John Allen, or you can flip them for like guys that can actually move the needle, like a tight end 1, or like a left tackle, 1. Like to me, that's the hard decisions you got to look at.
But
And I know it's easy for us to talk about it like after the fact, but I think those kind of decisions I don't see that from this regime. They just say, you know what, I like John Allen, I'm gonna pay him because he works hard, he's a good guy, all that kind of stuff.
You're 100% correct. But then what skews that unfairly is you have guys like I don't the position defensive tackle, like you said, is not going to win you games. It may get you a win here and there. You know what I mean? Like you may get a dominant performance like Lawrence had today for the Giants. It may help get you a win here and there, but it's not going to, in general, just win you games. But then you have a guy like a Aaron Donald that's a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. And they're like, oh well, we have a dominant player. We could pay him, and maybe he can have something of that nature. That's just not a realistic expectation. Like Aaron Donald is a freak of nature. You know what I mean? Like defensive tackles aren't built like that. There's a reason that Aaron Donald is
he's one of one.
Yeah, because people at his position don't do what he does. Like that's why he is what he is. But when you look at it, and we have two really good guys, maybe even borderline elite guys. Man, if we have two of them, they can equal that. And then you throw a bunch of money at one position group, and then the rest of the roster is depleted.
Right. Yeah. That you got to make hard decisions. That's my only point. It's just they've made decisions that are popular amongst we love these guys, Deron Payne, but like from a football perspective, you got to make some hard choices. Like, okay, we got to address center, right? Or we got to address the left tackle, like legitimately, like we just got to. So I'm sorry, John, we love you, but we got to do what's best for the team versus, what feels good. So it just feels like we just went the wrong direction.
Most of us kind of agree, not even agree. We kind of understood that when you have 4 first-round picks on the defensive line, you can't pay everybody. Somebody's gonna have to go. Whether you trade them, you let them walk,
or you shouldn't pay them, or you shouldn't pay them.
You should.
You know what I'm saying?
It's possible to do it, but you probably shouldn't. Like,
why?
Love them. Like you said, we love them to death. They play hard. They whatever.
Nothing personal.
Love them. Nothing. I promise you, we love y'all. You know what I mean? We love y'all. Y'all are great at what y'all do. But I mean, I'm talking about a football team. It's not like basketball where one player can get you a championship, or you can have a big three and win a championship. There's been plenty of big threes in the NFL that went ringless. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work the same way. Football is the ultimate team game. You have to build a team, a competent team. Coaching included, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But
is Larson even on the team? Is he on the practice squad?
I think he's on injury IR. I think.
Yeah, I think he's IR. Yeah. No, we want Lucas. We want Lucas back. Gave up 0 sacks, 0 pressure, right back to the bench. You gotta be joking me, bro. Oh,
Kim don't want none of her players gone.
Don't trade my players. The others can go. Somebody gotta go.
Can't keep doing the same things, expecting the rooms with different results.
Who we gonna get comp picks for? Who left?
We're not getting no comp picks, man. Because you got to think about it. I mean, like, okay, we're gonna have like at least $80 million, right? So, like, when you think about the comp picks, it's all about. It's a calculation. Like, it's a point system. It's a formula. So even if somebody signed Chase and Sweat, if we don't sign them back, we're going to spend money too. So that might match what they left. So we're not going to end up not getting anything. It's kind of different from last year where we didn't really have any money, and if Payne would have left, we probably would have got like a 3rd round pick or something like that. But this year is a little different. So
last conference, we got one for Sheriff.
We got one for Sheriff.
Yeah. I think that's And that was what a 4th round pick, 3rd round pick, something like that.
3rd. It was a late 3rd.
I don't think. And who do we sign in that offseason? Who do we sign? Was that the Curtis Samuel?
Curtis. That was Samuel Turner. No, not Turner. Yeah, no. Samuel was the year before. Yeah, with Brad. Yeah, that was Curtis Samuel. Don't give me a line, bro. I don't.
We got a comp for Settle too, but that was the year before. I think.
It was a late comp, but it was like a 6th rounder, 5th round. Yeah. But
what are we going to Jabril Cox? It's very possible that Jabril Cox is just not that good, bro. Like The idea of Jabril Cox sounds good, but he got cut from the team that drafted him. He's been here now over a month, and they activated David Mayo and Scooter Harris before they.
I mean, they
So
actually signed Scooter and
yeah,
brought him on the team. Like
yeah.
they actually signed him right to the roster, skip right over
Yeah.
Jabril Cox.
And I
It's like,
know, I know
yeah,
Scooter's
yeah.
been here, but like, come on, like he's been in the defense longer. But at this point, you should know the defense. You should know the defense.
Right.
So move Gates to
We might
left
need to
guard.
start
Put
moving some things on
no,
I
offense.
move Gates
move
to the
Gates to
bench.
left bench. Get Gates
He
off
could
the field.
he could be the water boy. Yeah, he's cool. I'm pretty sure he's like hyping up everybody. He like to fight.
He's
You know, I
probably
don't
a
know, make
great.
him
He's a
a
great
cheerleader or
teammate.
something.
He's a great teammate. You want a guy like that in your locker room. Get him off the field, bro. He can't
He
block.
can go.
He
He
cannot
Yeah,
block.
almost got
I knew
Sam.
Antonio was
Ew.
different. Yeah, he did. Like he got punished. He just straight to ole. So like, I didn't think we was keeping Antonio even beginning of the year. Like third, he's the the whole running back market. He's been hurt since his rookie year. Like unless he's playing for absolutely cheap.
Once they drafted B Rob, I figured that Gibson leaving was a foregone conclusion.
And
Especially
now
once
C
B
Rod
Rob
getting a
showed
lot
him
of
play.
carries.
Yeah,
And
now
C Rod
C-Rod.
getting a lot of carries now. So
And Gibson
Now
not even
C-Rod.
starting. Well,
they
They don't even run
change the
the
middle of the
ball.
field secondary except for Curl, maybe when he. I mean, somebody mentioned something about Curl too. I think that was you, DT. Well, yeah, put you on blast. He was like, he's good, but can you get someone else that can do the things that he does? It's those silent plays that you don't see because I think Curl's thing is going to be because he doesn't create or generate turnovers,
right.
don't generate sacks. You don't see a lot of tackles for loss. You just don't see a lot of them. He's going to be that silent player that's like they're not going to him or he's doing his job to the point where like nothing is happening. He's not getting action on his side. And do
I mean, a
you
lot of
pay
it
a
is
player?
usage,
Like,
though.
what do you pay a
Oh
player
my,
for
who is
that?
What's up?
Like,
Yeah,
do you?
a lot of that is usage though. Like he can't get sacks if they don't blitz him. You know what I mean? He can't get tackles for loss if he's dropping 25 yards every play. But I still think Cam Curl is much more of a free strong safety than he is a free safety. They still have him going deep. Like at this point, that's not even like a Landon Collins thing. That's a Jack Del Rio thing of playing guys out of position that are better box players.
Hey
Thank you,
DT, do you
Kim.
want to explain? Do you want to explain to the listeners and viewers what you have to do for your class after this loss?
The people want to know.
People are asking.
People are asking. Kim is
I'll tell
asking.
them.
Look at the screen. Don't close your eyes. Look at the screen. Kim is asking.
My eyes are naturally squinted. That's kind of racist.
He said it's kind of racist. Oh,
So,
gosh.
because I've been talking trash about the New York Giants. I've been talking mad trash in my class. I got a couple kids that one of them plays football. Well, actually, two play football. A couple of them love watching football. So they said if we lose, I have to change my Avi to Tyrod Taylor when he was in high school at Hampton, Virginia. And I have to be a New York resident for 2 months. Got to wear the butters, got to wear the do-rag, all that stuff, man.
Tyrod from high school is crazy.
And what else,
5'7"?
man? What else, man?
Dang, 7'5'7".
How you got to talk? What's your accent got to be?
Already said I got to talk, man.
He said he got to live. That's what he said. He got to live in. He got to live in New York. That's his.
You got to talk with a New York accent.
Yeah, accent.
Caleb, I was right about Fine Round Rivera. DT looks so mad. Look at DT face,
bro. We all pissed off, bro. Like you wasn't on
Shaka
the live
Tony,
earlier, bro.
Come on, Hulk.
Oh my God, who brought up Shaka Tony, bro?
You gotta be trolling. You gotta be trolling.
Oh, he dropped that.
You gotta be trolling, bro. Don't nobody care about Shaka Tony. We ain't care about Shaka Tony when he was active. Don't nobody care about that man, bro. Respectfully.
Shaka Tony.
Yeah, Shaka ain't moving the needle, y'all. Shaka ain't moving
No,
the
they
needle.
not strong, Matt. No, they.
Is our all linemen even strong? They look weak.
Hey,
They
you know
weak,
what?
Let me try getting
slow.
Somebody had
the strength and conditioning coach need to be fired because these dudes
And
just be getting
somebody
pushed
had
back.
said this.
listen, what did he?
Oh, I was saying somebody had mentioned that maybe the simple fact that they were so focused on the passing offense and stuff, they don't really have that edge when it comes to run blocking. So I mean,
I ain't trying to hear that.
offensive line,
I ain't trying to.
no. I mean, I'm just that's what I saw. I thought about it. I was like, well, they. I don't know. I just find it where the EB is a former running back, and he's like, I want to have 500 catches as a running back.
Comparatively speaking, do you know how easy it is to put your hand on the ground and move forward and just lean on somebody? Like linemen want to run block. Most linemen hate pass blocking. You got to
I know
move
that's
backwards
what I was
in
saying.
space, catch people. No, they want to put their hand in the dirt and move that way. So for you, and I'm not saying that you're wrong,
Word.
but if you're telling me we
I'm
have
a
an
mother.
offensive line full of people that an offensive line full of people, full of grown men who get paid to do this job that don't want to run block, that is a problem. That don't have an edge to run block, that is a huge problem. I don't care how mean and nasty Nick Gates is. If you can't physically apply it to moving somebody out your way, it does not matter. Like, I don't want to get Deacon Deuce riled up by this offensive line, but
Nah, man, I'm done with them. Matter of fact, we
So-
change now intro.
look different.
That
This
means
team gonna look
you
different
deleted
next
your
year.
This team gonna be look different probably about Friday. When the trade deadline? Tuesday, 4:00. Is the trade deadline Tuesday at 4:00?
Is it really that soon? That early?
Yeah,
Week 8
it's
now.
week
We in
8,
week
right?
8 now.
Man, I can't believe
It's
it's about to be
yeah,
November. Y'all know it's about to be November? Yo.
Yeah, bro.
This
Yeah,
is
man.
crazy.
Yeah. Just thinking like, what can
Yeah,
we
Caleb,
get?
it's
Like,
true. Very bad.
Dang, it's about to be
there's
November.
definitely some teams that could get some
It's
pass
true,
rushers or
Caleb.
something.
Matt
Caleb
Hubbard, I
say?
think it was your first time. He was the Rivera's bad, JDR bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You forgot to put EB, Caleb.
water is wet, Caleb. Water is wet.
Don't forget to put EB, Caleb. Your head coach.
Yeah, EB got catch some strays today too, bro.
Both.
Sorry.
Some strays.
Matt. Both,
What's
Matt.
up, man? I appreciate you joining. This might be your first time coming through. We definitely appreciate you.
Hey, man, good
Did the
stuff.
penny sale over the summer stalled ability? Oh yeah, most definitely.
Both.
I
would
can
say
say they
both.
ain't had no money. If so,
Both.
you change.
Yeah.
I see a lot of changes this all season, especially if it look like it look now.
I think we
It
may
might be sooner
realistically
than
see
that.
everybody get blown out. Yeah. I think they may clear out everything. Anything that's dealing with football from top to bottom, I think Mikey has at this point has a very realistic chance to get cleared out. From an office standpoint, roster is obviously that depends on who leads, and who goes. But I think at this point, it is very possible that everybody with the title coach is going to be looking for a job elsewhere after this season.
And like, if you think about it, this is the thing I think about when we talking about like moving players or not, right? People say, well, let the new GM come in and decide like who he wants to keep or whatever the case may be, which is true. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you have to think proactively, right? Because if you think a whole new regime is coming in, you would think they want their own players. Like you don't think they would want to pay other people's players unless they're truly dominant, truly elite, or whatever the case may be. Kind of like what you was talking about, Ceelo, earlier about Pan Duran and Pan John Allen and Turry and them. The new regime might want to come in with a clean slate. Like I would rather have more picks than to pay somebody else's people. So I think that's something to kind of consider when we talking about when is it time to be sellers.
Yeah, but that works both ways though, because that's the exact thing that Ron Rivera did with Trent Williams. And I mean, obviously there were other things going on with that situation, but that's exactly what Ron Rivera did with Trent Williams when he came in and said, "I want to see you essentially prove yourself." Now we all know this is one of the best left tackles arguably ever. He ain't got to prove a damn thing. But that's how Ron looked at this. I know I'm aware of what you've done. I want to see you do it with what we try to do. And blew up in his face, and now people don't let him. Every time Trent Williams touches somebody, people want to throw that back up in his face. I mean, we all know that was a poor decision on his part, but that's exactly what Ron did when he got here and tried to bring in his people and you know what I mean? Not in that same idea.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of took it. He's like, look, y'all need to prove yourself if you want to be here. But I don't know, man. I think it's definitely something to consider. That's why, like I tell y'all, man, the new person is, if it's not the new person that's already here, it's somebody that's observing. It could be the janitor, like it could be the field person, it could be the chef, somebody in this joint looking over everything, man, and nobody really know about it. Like, and I'm like, when it comes to the NFL, I just don't see them. Like, there's somebody around, somebody that's been around. It's either somebody a double agent that's like going behind Ron back snitching. Hey man, Ron said do this. Like, I mean, you never know, man. It could be his boy Mayhew or Herney out there
Ooh,
snitching, texting Josh Harris
at
at
this point,
halftime.
let them go too. They ain't done
I,
nothing
I
special since they've been
I
here.
think when people think about a clean slate or rebuilds, they think about what Carolina did, right? Remember, Carolina got rid of everybody, DJ Moore, like everybody on that squad, and I think that's what people are thinking about. Similar to even Arizona, kind of, right? I mean, Arizona's kind of went through a little mini fire sale. I think that's what people are expecting to see. So all of a sudden, you may see guys, like John Allen, Durant, well, not Durant Payne, but like a John Allen, Terry. You can see them move to get multiple picks, and I can see like a Terry. You can get probably a first for Terry.
Oh
So
yeah, Kobe, sir.
a couple of picks or players, that is a very, very real possibility. I'm not saying I want that, but I think that's what people are talking about when they say true like rebuild. I don't think that's necessary, but I feel like I can understand why a GM will come in here and do that. Because
I
also
don't.
one thing though, also like
Is that
sometimes
me or
like,
Ceelo?
oh, what happened?
You said what?
Do you hear me?
The
Yeah,
Giants
I can
won. That's what happened.
hear
Is that
I
me
was
or
just
Ceelo?
it's you. I can hear him.
Oh, that's me.
It's the blue people.
I got to drop and come back.
yeah, jumping.
I got to drop and come back.
All right, DT. DT said it. Nah, but like sometimes losing is kind of like it kind of becomes part of your. I know it sounds weird, but like your DNA. Like if you lose too much, John Allen 7 years, Deron Payne 6, Terry. How long Terry been here? I guess
5.
it's like number 5 or 6.
This is fifth year. Yeah.
So some
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes GMs come in like, you know what, y'all been through this a lot. This is just a fresh start for y'all too. It's like a two-way street. So I'm not saying again I want
Yeah.
that. I just think that's how sometimes general managers come in and look at situations. Like that's why you got the thing that happened in Carolina and other places. I think Tennessee about to do. I think Tennessee about to do the same thing. By the way, the Titans.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think not that anybody in ownership cares, but I don't think a lot of fans, with everything that we've been through as a fan base, are conditioned to go through a full, complete rebuild. I know it
Agree.
sounds good. Blow it up. Let's do it. I know it
Agree.
sounds good. But to understand that process of
Agree.
we're going to do that, we have to lose. We're going to probably get rid of a lot of your favorite players that are good football players. We're going to lose a lot of football games. And some of these draft picks that you want may not pan out. Like
And
I said, go ahead, dude.
and you're trying to rebuild a fan base.
Right.
Right? Like you're trying to win over people in the community. You're trying to get a new stadium. You trying to, get people back in the stands, and doing a full rebuild is going to be the total opposite of that.
Yeah, it's not conducive to that.
Yeah. What's up, Leon? Appreciate you for joining. It might be your first time. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. He say trade away the whole team, go buy new rookies. Look, I wonder what Pale Shaka placed on the Commanders. That's nasty work, man.
Shaka. How about Gates? Man.
I love them too much, but we need a whole new offense and defense too, and secondary. Oh, excuses with me go Washington Commanders. Trade Chase. This could be interesting, man. Like, the rumors came out a couple of days ago about Chase and Montez, like every other year.
I
But
will say after the game he had today, Chase's value probably hasn't been higher since 2020.
oh yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, keep getting them sacks.
he balling. I mean, statistically speaking, he's like leading the league in pressures. He had a great game today. I mean, hard to ignore that stuff.
Them ain't strays, definitely not. They ain't strays. They going right. We right to EB. We ain't.
Yeah,
These is
ain't
meant
no.
for him. These are definitely meant for him. Y'all look bad. Time to move Chase and some of the D line. That's the
That's
thing.
cold.
Like
That's cold crush, by the way.
it's crazy because when we think about this D line, right, and how you always talking about like Aaron Donald and being disruptive, and like these are first round picks, all four of them. And when you think about first round picks, like other teams might have one first round pick, and they playing pretty well, like they kind of dominating. But for us, we got four of them, and we can't like we should be able to generate pressure every single play if they are
Agreed.
actually as good as a lot of the fan base say that they are. No, Chase not gonna win every play. No, that's not what I'm saying. But somebody should be winning. It's not like they out there double teaming doing max protection. Like Tyrod Taylor's back there joint just standing for like 4 or 5 seconds a few times this game, and all of our guys
Yeah.
just getting held up, just standing there looking, like trying to get their arms up. Like that's the part that when we think about this O line saying they all first round pick, and we think about our defense last year being so dominant, I'm like, bro, we wasn't on the field that much. You know what I'm saying? The offense had the ball long. So it's kind of exposing us that we're on the field more because EB is just throwing the ball as much as he is. Like EB ain't gonna be that coach that's just gonna try to run to help the defense out. Nah, he trying to go get his. You know what I'm saying?
Also, to
Yeah.
keep in mind when you're doing a rebuild, right? 'Cause I feel like a lot of fans, this fact gets lost in a lot of people as well. Is that free will is a real thing. So throwing money at something doesn't always fix it. So like just because we have money to spend doesn't mean the people we want to spend it on want to take it to come here, regardless of who's owning the
Kim
team, who's
crazy.
coaching the team. Regardless of who it is, like people get mad about certain people not like remember, granted, thankfully it didn't work, but like they tried to get Russell Wilson. He didn't want to come here. You know what I mean? Like coaches, front office people, they made them, but you know what? I ain't dealing with that stuff in Washington, man. I ain't got time for it. I ain't finna Eric Bieniemy bet on himself, came here and is by all accounts killing his resume right now with what he's been doing here. Now a lot of that is self-inflicted, but still, like he was
Oh
a
yeah, that's
foregone
cold. That's
conclusion for
cold
years to get.
crush.
Yeah, he was a foregone conclusion to be a head coach, and now people looking like, yeah, I don't even know if he's ready to be an OC yet. Like, you know what I mean? People
Hey,
might not
cold
want to
crush.
stake their careers on that.
Where you been at, cold crush? I ain't seen you in a few weeks. This is the thing, man. People win, they just pop out of nowhere like they been here.
Or lose,
Yeah, we ain't
or
seen
another
you in a
team
long
lose.
time, cold crush. Yeah,
Thank you for joining, Cold Crush. Appreciate you.
most definitely. Yeah, Hulk, like Albert Hainsworth. Oh man, this is all nasty,
Yeah,
man. Like, how you feel about the rebuild, DT? Because look, if
I
you go ahead, DT.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, man, go ahead, man.
I definitely see what Breeze is coming from. It's just for me. I'm like Ceelo. I feel like we didn't do this right.
oh
I
no, I
I
agree
didn't
with
have
that.
a problem. Yeah, I didn't have a problem going with Chase Young in 2020 because at the time he was considered one of the best the best player outside of Joe Burrow in the draft, and a player that could help elevate our defense that has been underwhelming in a 3-4 scheme, and we changed it to a 4-3. And I just felt like that next year. I mean, during that season, that should have been a year to see. of course, we had old ownership with a quarterback that he handpicked just to at least see how that team was going to go. And, I just felt like I understand winning and that sort, but those wins were kind of cheap to me, in my opinion. And it kind of like, for us as a fan base, kind of push our expectations. Like, yeah, this defense is going to be consistent for the first time with Ron Rivera, a true defensive minded guy, a guy that's a man amongst boys, getting guys corralled together and stuff, get a veteran quarterback, and possibly that year, if we have an opportunity, get a quarterback or get a true linebacker that we've been missing since Leonard Fletcher. But it's just a lot of these picks, the old line hasn't panned out. Jamin Davis, he's been very up and down. Jahan, first year was good despite injuries. Second year so far, it's been underwhelming target wise and a couple of drops and moments. And this draft class alone, your top two picks are not playing. They're barely on the field. And how can you truly get a good grade and evaluate the talent when you got two guys that's not playing, and then you look at your offensive line that's getting killed and getting your quarterback killed every week? You had an opportunity to address that. So that's why my mindset is like, we keep trying to stay in the middle when we just need to clean it, erase it, start a new sheet of paper, and write our own story. And that's where I'm at right now, because we keep staying in the middle. I just don't see no progress.
So that's kind of why the whole coach centric thing I have a problem with, and I know it worked with Bill Belichick and maybe a few other coaches, but coaches have a hard time separating like the present from the future, right? Like coaches are gonna try to win today. They're not gonna try to lose. They're not gonna try to think about 2, 3 years from now. They're like, man, I'm trying to win today or next Sunday. GMs are there for like strategy. GMs look at things at a big picture and they can say, hey, so Ron, listen, I think we should probably sit Terry this week. What? I mean, I'm just saying, like that's how GMs, because you have to think that way. It's not like they're not trying to necessarily win per se. They're trying to like look at things from a different lens. And so, but Ron ain't doing that. So Ron, to your point, DT, Ron is not thinking about, oh yeah, I gotta go get me a lineman next year because of A, B, and C. Well, Ron's like, man, all I need me is a safety. Quan, second round pick, boom, I'm going. And there's no other thought about that. Best play available. So I just think the GM thing, you got to have a GM that's separate from the coach. He can kind of look at the whole, he or she look at the whole operation and make decisions, because coaches can't do that, man. It's like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing about another thing like about the rebuild is that you might not have to tear it all down if you pick the right person. You pick the right GM, and the GM do his or her due diligence and get a good head coach, and the head coach kind of builds out his staff. That's what you kind of hope. That happens, but again, like you got to pick the right person.
I mean,
can Brian Daboll make this team? Could he? Is he a +3, +4 kind of wins kind of coach? Can Nick Sirianni make this team? Like, could you see a coach take this talent and make it just as successful as we're thinking it could be, or is it truly just talent? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the question you got to ask yourself.
I mean, the reality of it is that this team is not devoid of talent. Like they may not be as good as they think they are, or some of us as fans think they are, but this team is not devoid of talent. There are good football players on this roster. There are some position groups that are completely devoid of talent. Different conversation. But as far as the roster goes, there is talent on the roster. Like it's not like we're just a completely god awful team from top to bottom, like we've seen with some other teams around the league. Like I mean, like I said, with just how many people you have on a football team, it's kind of hard. Like somebody's going to be good somewhere, but I mean, like the right person can potentially accelerate this process to where you don't have to unload a bunch of talent, and they can just bring in the right talent and kind of fill gaps here and there. And within a year or two, you start to see the changes of that. Problem that we're having is that we're on year 4 of this process, and getting worse.
Year 4. And to add to that, the Nationals see the talent. They talk about us as a sleeper team majority of this offseason, especially with EB coming over, and they can see, hey, this could push this Washington team with Ron Rivera finally over the hump. And we in week 7 and we're 3-4. And you look at the games that we won and the games that we have played, we barely scratched out a win against a Cardinals team. We had to come all the way back and beat a Broncos team after being down 21. We
and
played the
almost gave
Bills.
that game away at the end of it.
Oh my God, the Hail Mary was nasty. Then we finally played one of the top teams in the league, the Bills, and we got thrashed. Responded back, played on the road in Philadelphia, lost overtime by 3 points. Then you play on Thursday night, get blown out on national TV by the Bears team that was 0-4 at the time. Then you go back on the road, then you barely even scratch out a win against the Falcons, and now we're sitting here. We just lost 7-14 to a Giants team that was 1-5. So the expectation is some of the fan optimism was very high, but in reality, this is still the same team we have seen consistently for the past 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I said that before. Not to keep beating the dead horse, but like when the keys were handed over, right, and to new ownership, and everybody took off on not everybody, but people took off on this flight like, oh my God, we're going to win 12 games this season because that person doesn't play or coach anything. The people who are on the field haven't changed largely. The people who are making these decisions largely haven't changed. Like those are things that probably need to change before we start to see some real change with this team. And as we're now seeing, results are still the same regardless of who's in the owner suite.
Damn Giants. Damn Giants.
I agree with we need better coaching. Coaching is the problem, but we also got to call out some of the players too because the coaches are not on the field.
Yeah.
We have the time. We need better coaching. The coaches will continue. I appreciate that, M. Sway. It might be your first time joining. Appreciate you coming through.
Players still got to execute. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, pressure sounds good, but you got to get sacks. Like, receivers can get open, but you got to catch the football. Linemen, for certain, you have to get blocks. You have to hold somebody for more. Actually block somebody for more than a second and a half. Like, yes, players play a role in that, but part of the problem is the way that they're being used, which falls back on coaching, whether it's schematically from the coordinators or whatever's being taught, more detail-oriented stuff from position coaches, because that has a big factor in it too. Like, coaching is still the bigger issue, in my opinion.
And that's the thing, like, are the players getting better? Like, you come in with the talent to the NFL and you want that talent to be mature. You want it to grow. You want to be able to get better. And that comes with the coaching, like putting you in situations to get better, doing things like coaching you up to get better. Like, let's think about like Terry, for instance. Has Terry gotten better than what he was when Ron first got here? Like, has he got better? Or is he kind of still the same player?
I was thinking about that as you asked the question. I think Terry has gotten better since entering the league. I don't know if he's gotten better since Ron took over. So the year that Jay Gruden and that staff had him, I felt like he made a big leap year one. I know he had the shin splint or whatever. He had some issues with his ankle, stuff like that. But I felt like he was he got better from like year one to year two. After that, Ron came. I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, he got the bag. He got a bunch of really, really, below subpar quarterbacks throwing to him. So you can kind of say he's gotten better given the circumstances. The numbers speak for themselves. He's continued to get better every year, statistically speaking. So I think he actually has gotten better.
Yeah, I think Terry has, but I think you can look across the roster and see plenty of guys who not only haven't gotten better, some of them have regressed.
I think y'all think. I mean, You got the Sam Howell thing. It's too early, I guess, to say talk about Sam.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think Gibson's best year was his rookie year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He scored 11
another one.
touchdowns. He
that's
scored
very
11
That's
good
another
point.
touchdowns.
one. That's another
I'm
one.
saying
Like
After
as
that,
Gibby got better, I don't
he
think
scored
so. I
11
don't think
touchdowns as
he's.
a rookie and can barely touch the field now. Like,
I don't think he's progressed at all.
So can we talk about that for a second? Might be a touchy subject, but Randy Jordan, first, and he
he's
has
a
this.
he's a stay,
What's
he's a
that?
stay over now. He
I
was
know.
with Jay Gruden.
I know. But so do y'all
Man, he been
remember?
here forever.
We couldn't run nothing under Jay Gruden. Y'all remember this? We couldn't pass block. We couldn't run a pass. I mean, excuse me, run block. We couldn't do anything on the ground under Jay Gruden. We could throw all day though. That was a Kirk Cousins. So I'm curious about if there's opportunity or there's something there with with the Randy Jordan slash. I'm sorry, what's her name? Um,
Jennifer King.
Jennifer King.
Jennifer King situation. Is there something there? Like our running backs have not been very good under that entire regime. That's my opinion.
I mean, like when you think of Gibby, when he had what 2 1,000, almost 3 1,000 yard
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
Well, he had
He
three
had
1,000
2,000.
yards,
He
two,
had
and
two.
almost another.
He had 2,000
I think
yards. I think he had
he's
like
had
eight something.
all-purpose yards. He's had
No, I
over
think
a
he had.
thousand.
I think he had over 1,000 if you include passing. But if you can check real quick, see, I think he had rushing yards over 1,000 rushing yards, or close to it.
Yeah. I
He
think he
So
definitely had one for sure.
yeah, that's one thing. I mean, Brian Robinson looked good last year. I think he's gotten a little better, like catching out the backfield or whatever.
some of that could just be
But
physical from what he went through last season too, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
but C-Rod, like you see that off the break, like you see his vision is much better than both of theirs, like already.
Period.
Like already, it's just like his vision is just different. And I think he fits that mold that EB likes. He's kind of used to from Kansas City. A back like that. But I don't know, man. Like the only thing with Randy Jordan for me, CeeLo, why I'm kind of biased is that like being at training camp a lot the last few years, a lot of the drills that he run, you can kind of see it transform to the field, and and a lot of times you don't really see a lot of that. So I don't know, man. It could be a combination of things with the backs, but another thing, Gibson has got way better on pass protection since his rookie year too. So it's I don't know, man. It just I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I honestly don't know. Like I feel like we've had issues in our run game in different aspects of the run game for a long time, predates Ron, and then we keep the same, coaching staff that's responsible for that. Now, obviously, we had a new offensive line coach. They work together a lot, plus the coordinator. So all that has to work together. And so I just felt like that has been an issue for us for a little while. But you're right. So he had 795 rushing yards his rookie year, and then he had 247 yards receiving. So total, he had over 1,000 yards total. Second year, he had just over 1,000
Okay.
yards rushing, and then he had 294 yards in the air. So total 1,300 yards total. Ever since then, he's been going down. So year 3 was a
We got
down
B-Rob
year.
that third year.
Correct. So he
got
had a
B-Rob
share.
that third year. So
Yeah, he had a share.
that's a. But like I said, man, he's never had that transition. Like he's never had that, and we thought what happened last year. We thought it would happen this year, but it's not there. Like I really see I see his courage diminishing more and more as we move throughout the season.
Gibson,
And see Rob getting more opportunities.
I like Gibson out of college too. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was a good pick. Was he third round pick, fourth round pick, third round pick? I was like, he's fast as heck. He's big, strong. I'm like, why not? But and then in his rookie year, I was actually pretty good. So I was like, okay, let's go.
He was great. Had a rookie. Rookie year, 11 touchdowns.
11 touchdowns. He had over 1,000 all-purpose yards. I'm like, you can't ask much better for a first-time running back in the National Football League. You know, so
I mean, it's been converted from an athlete, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't a
yeah,
true running back.
he's definitely. I mean, he's definitely an athlete. So I really had high hopes for him. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, like I think if we'd have had competent ownership after year 3 this past year, I think Ron would have been fired. But he had the whole ownership thing, so I think he should have been fired. But like, wasn't nobody gonna come here? Like, it wasn't even no reason to do that. That's why I think the only reason why he's here, to be honest.
The Carson Wentz thing was a fireable offense.
Yeah,
That was a
most
fireable
definitely.
offense. Like, in the most normal situations, you're probably fired after that.
And it made it worse when he brought him back. Like that Browns
Yeah,
game was
bringing
bad.
them back. Like the Browns game was like the more fireable offense. Because by then we all knew plain as day what Carson Wentz was, and Taylor came in and did a serviceable job, and then you for whatever reason decided to go back to Carson, and Carson played, and it might have been his worst game of the season.
Yep.
And rather than going back to Taylor, you kept Carson in the game. Like that is the more fire. You want to tell me you took a flyer on the quarterback in all season? All right, I'll give you a pass on that. But once we all knew what it was, and you continue to just go with it, like, oh no, he'll get it right, and Carson is bro.
And the crazy thing is that was probably TH's best half as a Commander. Was that San Fran game? The one he took him out? The one he took out?
Oh.
Yeah. Like that first half, the third quarter was bad, but that first half, like that was a good half. Like that was actually a good half. That's probably why he was so upset that he got pulled. Like
Imagine
that was just that's the game I kept telling y'all.
That was a big Jahan drop too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was telling y'all. Like that game, like Ron, man. Hey, look, that man sold that game, man. I'm telling you, that man sold that game. Cause that's a whole different game. First drive, go deep. Jahan dropped that pass.
Jahan dropped that pass.
That could have been a game changer.
Open.
That could have been a game changer. That's another thing, man. Like we talking about Jamin and Mathis. It look like we looking at Jahan and Quan Martin. Like, Forbes, Quan Martin, Jahan, it ain't looking too good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Jahan is throwing me. I don't know what to say about Jahan right now, bro.
It's like he doing it on purpose.
Who's the second round pick Jamin's here?
Fedarian Mathis.
Yeah, Mathis. Yeah, you can't even remember. You can't even remember.
No. Fedarian came in with Jahan. Who came in with Jamin?
There wasn't no second round pick.
We didn't have one.
It was.
That's right.
Okay.
It was Cosby. You're right.
No, it was Cosby. We had a
second round pick. It was Cosby.
Okay, so
Cosby.
It was Cosby. No, okay. Hold on. I don't know why I get Forbes. I mean, okay, so Jamin, Cosby, Jahan, Mathis.
No, you still got it wrong.
No, Jamin and Cosby.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jamin, Cosby, Jahan, Mathis, and Forbes and Quan. This is looking real bad. But now I swear we did talk about it. Like this D, man. Like I think that top 5 D last year was because of, like, you think about, we was leading the league almost in time of possession. Like the defense wasn't on the field that much. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, like, think about that Philly game. When we kind of boast about that Philly game last year, we held the ball so long, but every time they touched the ball, it's like they went downfield. They drove right downfield and scored. Like every time they touched the ball, even though we tried to keep it away from them, every time they touched the ball, they still went down the field.
Yep.
And that's the thing with this defense, man.
Do y'all think Ron had anything to do with that second half play calling?
Oh yeah, I think he told EB to run the ball.
Said something about trying to run the ball.
Most definitely.
I don't know if it was I don't know if it was a mandate, but it was at the very least a firm recommendation.
Maybe they coaches me like, hey, look, maybe we should run the ball. Hey, EB, think we should run the ball more? Yeah, Ron, no problem. He was just running.
In my opinion, bro. In my opinion, there's only like one quarterback that. Yeah, I might be wrong though. I think the only quarterback that we dominated and gave them problems, and he was considered top, was maybe Brady.
Oh, in that first playoff loss. Oh, which one? Which game?
Well,
DT.
we did give Rodgers promises.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
I think it was 2021. Rodgers and Tom Brady, but everybody else, like, oh my gosh, bro, we're not consistent.
I yeah.
I think we're consistent. We just aren't consistent in the way that we want to be consistent, and we're consistently not consistently suspect.
Yeah.
Like the inconsistent part is when they actually play well, when they actually put everything together. That's the inconsistent part. I mean, yeah, that's the inconsistent part. Consistently, the normal thing is to do what they've been doing for the last 4 years. That lead most of us to get excited about games and excited about seasons, and then Sunday night we all sitting here like this, like, bro, what the hell happened? Like,
You ain't never lied.
Y'all boy get cooked in another chat. Somebody gonna kick him out of that joke. Oh man, this is something, man. Like, I don't know what's next, man. It's gonna be a long week. There's gonna be a lot of trade talk. Magic Johnson finally tweeted out. He's like, "You can't win in the NFL scoring 7 points." Oof.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
if it's one person that's not finna sit around while Ron do whatever he been doing, it's Magic Johnson, bro.
Bro, he
Yeah.
will quit. If Josh Hurt's like, nah, you need to chill. We need to get Ron some time. Magic have proven that he will quit a top tier organization during an interview and just quit during an interview, like a post game. It was practice. It was like they little practice interviews after practice. He will literally quit. Like, this dude ain't come here to do no losing, man.
That's why him and Mitch ain't get along, right? Mitch Kupchak, whatever his name is.
Yeah, like he trying
Yeah.
to stick some Magic. Nah, I ain't going for that.
Yeah, Magic's like, I don't trust that dude. I'm out.
Not with my money.
Oh
Hey.
man.
Do we think the Giants are going to be better than? Do y'all think Giants going to be better than us in the end of by the end of the season?
No, man. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
I think the Giants are just that bad though. Like, we're bad. Like, don't get me wrong, we're bad. But the Giants are so bad that they beat us up for 3 quarters and only won by 7 points. Like, if we play today, I mean, if we play this next Sunday the same way we play today, we're gonna lose by 40 points. Like,
maybe more.
Maybe more. Like, the Giants are just that bad that they beat us up and still couldn't.
But my thing about the Giants is like, yeah, they're bad for sure, and they weren't on their second string quarterback, but like they took the same team that rocked us by 30 to the brink in the Bills, and then they lost badly to the Eagles, and they lost badly to the Eagles or the Cowboys?
Cowboys,
yeah.
And they beat the Cardinals barely, and so I'm saying, like, they've had a kind of a tough schedule. I'm just saying, like, all things being equal, strength of schedule, all that stuff, they might not be that bad in terms of the worst team. That's all. But it's like,
both of us are the stretch.
What's that?
I said, if I'm not mistaken, both of us have the hardest stretch coming up, schedule wise, for both teams.
I think mathematically though they have a harder strength of schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe.
Because we got Philly and then Seattle. No.
We got New England.
New England.
We got Philly, New England.
Yeah. Philly, New England. And, I was supposed to go to that game. I had to rethink that.
You supposed to go to what game?
Patriots. Being that freezing cold to get rocked.
Yeah. I went to school up there. I'm good on it. Good on it. Yeah.
We'll see, man. But I will say this: Giants might have a problem.
Did he catch that?
Tyrod look good.
AJ Brown is a problem.
Oh man.
Oh, he's a problem. Ugh.
All right, man.
Do we have new score predictions yet, or is that too soon? Too soon? Okay.
Yeah,
No, I mean season predictions. I mean season predictions.
yeah. I'm
There's a lot of 10. There's a lot of 10 to 12 win. I'm telling you, there's a lot of 10 and 12 win season predictions out there.
I think
I
mine
said
was
9.
I think mine was 9, but still,
I think
Mine
my
was 9.
floor, my floor was 7, and my ceiling was 10. I think I might. I don't know. I got to rethink that.
I mean, I think anybody that had us winning 11, 12 games this season, probably largely based on just getting Eric Bieniemy here.
And the other guy out and Voldemort out.
And
Yeah.
I didn't even mention him because he doesn't have anything to do with what actually goes on the field.
Yeah.
But him too. But yeah, you had us winning the 11, 12 games based on somebody that doesn't coach or play leaving, and then Eric Bieniemy coming in to call plays. I don't know how that. How many games? What we won last year? What, 7 games?
No,
Oh,
8-1.
8-1. I keep
We were
forgetting.
Only team able to go 500 in the odds.
by definition 500. Like
I keep forgetting about the
mathematically.
17 games now. They thought that losing that person and getting EB was worth. DT's frozen in the. You ain't even frozen. He just looks stuck, bro.
No, he just chilling.
He just chilling. Was worth 4 or 5 more wins. Like, for real?
Yeah, but see that whole way of thinking to me was just like I just don't understand it. Like, what does that mean? Because we got EB, we should get 4 or 5 wins though. Like, all these dynamics change. Like, all these dynamics change, teams change, player change, coaching, new players. Oh, like, just because you bring in someone new to me, oh yeah, because TH won 8, blah 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 can win 2 more. Nah, it don't. NFL don't work like that.
That is exactly what people said. That's what people said.
Said that though. They were like,
yeah.
Travis
They
Kelce and Patrick Mahomes not coming with him, bro. Like, I'm sure he's a fine coach, but he's not bringing them 2 people with him. Nor is he bringing Andy Reid with him, respectfully. Right?
I think people had such disdain for Scott Turner, and people just for whatever reason does not like Taylor Heineke. They felt that's addition by subtraction. Automatically, you're going to win like at least another game, maybe half a game to one game, just by taking those guys out the equation. And then you sub it with a guy with a stronger arm, more accurate, a little bit more mobile, or similar, at least mobility, and a play caller that maybe we all thought could be, a better play caller. That had to, and then you got the same results, or you get the same output from your defense, because right, like the defense should get better, right? I mean, you first round pick, blah blah blah, all that out the window, bro. First round pick got benched. Linebackers are, what? Secondary is a little suspect.
Man,
our
one day we're gonna be good, man. One day, yeah. Like, it can't keep being like this, like real talk, man. It can't keep being like this, in and out, it's been 30 some odd years, like it can't keep being like this. Ain't no way, like, look at the lines. Yeah, they got blown out, but come on, man. Like, this dude's been balling. What they 5-2?
Yeah, they can afford to have a bad game here and there.
I mean, they was 0-16, they was 1-15, they was.
And we got one of the guys from that front office from that 0-16 team. How about that? Right, How bad?
We get all the bums. We get all the bums. Yeah, one day, we gonna be good, man.
It sounds good.
One day, man.
One day.
Oh man,
Philly has gone off. Golly.
And they come play us. Uh-oh. Skirts up. Pulling the skirts up.
Hey, I might. So that might
Somebody
be an
called
early game.
Sam Howell a bridge quarterback. Jesus Christ.
Who said that?
Oh, how is he a bridge
God.
quarterback?
Man, listen.
Who was our GM wish
Players.
list? I think I want to do it from the Dallas. I ain't gonna lie.
Give me somebody from Philly front office. I don't have a GM wish list, to be honest with you.
I want somebody from a winning organization.
That's about it. That's about it. I don't. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit
I
here and
want
say I
someone
want.
from a winning organization that was a catalyst in developing and finding the talent and using them to the best of their ability. That's what I want. And you look at the 49ers, you look at Kansas City, you look at Miami, Philadelphia, them guys playing. We need that here.
Yeah, well, we ain't getting
John
none of them.
I want that Will
We
McClay guy from Dallas.
Matt
we
Moore
we
says
we
otherwise.
gonna get the dude from the Bears, the assistant from the Bears. Let's show him promise. That's what we gonna get.
Just our luck.
I
Who
don't know
got a
what
good
old Cody.
front office out there?
The Eagles.
Yeah, I guess it's the Eagles. Eagles. Miami? I don't know.
Yeah, Miami maybe.
I like what Houston has done.
I was gonna say Houston. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of early though. It might be
Yeah,
a
they
little
got their people in
premature.
place.
He's a Patriots. He's a product from Belichick and
Uh,
them. He was in that New England office, but from what they done, they exceeded expectations too. So
John Allen job went hard in his post game.
well, he did.
Yeah, but like he went
Man,
hard, but like you talking about it's been the same thing for the last 7 years. Like you're the one, not saying it's his fault, but like you are the one constant of that through two different regimes. Like
Hmm.
at what point do
yeah,
you look in the mirror and say, what role do I play in this? It can't always be I'm doing my job and they not doing it. Like respectfully, yes, we all know you are a great player, John. Like we get that. But you talking about 7 years, half of your teammates weren't even in the NFL 7 years ago. Like
yeah.
Facts. They were in high school.
at yeah, like at some point, yeah, like some of these dudes were like high school sophomores, like freshmen. Like you gotta look in the mirror. Not saying it's all on him or it's his fault, but like it's someone. It's got to be like 7 years predates Ron Rivera. 7 years predates that entire front office.
yeah, he's talking about
7
the
years
team,
predates.
all this stuff that
Yeah,
they've been through, and all this heat they've taken for playing for this team and all that. Like you
and I
got you
get
got to
it.
respect their frustrations, man.
No, I do, I really do. But like, I just feel like, well, that's a different conversation. But yeah, like you got to look in the mirror and be like, yo, like you are the ones playing. As mad as fans are, we ain't playing. We ain't coaching
Mhm.
nothing. Like you
Sure.
can't be mad at us. You are the ones on the field, whether it's coaching, whether it's ownership, whether it's players not executing on the field. You are the main component of this thing that we all love. You ain't nobody wearing Harris on the back on their shirt. They've got 93 jerseys on.
Yep.
This Philly game gonna be nasty, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Woo! Pure
Let me
green,
see how,
pure
let me
green
see how
next
much.
year.
Check see how
Yeah,
much these tickets cost.
it's
Let's see these
yeah.
tickets. Let's see
Hey,
these
listen.
tickets running.
Hey, listen. Listen
Damn,
here.
See these
I gotta
tickets
watch all of
running.
it. I do
Does
I
that
Sunday,
plan on
Saturday,
exchange thing
Sunday.
work? Does that exchange thing like do they actually buy?
yeah.
They could buy some.
Yeah, you could
Like
put them on whatever.
you probably better go like putting them on, SeatGeek or some StubHub or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a green stadium.
Yep.
Long season too.
We still got
Right
12
back up
games to
here.
play. 12 games
I
left?
can't,
11 games
that's the
left?
part that kills me, Breeze. Like it ain't like this is December. It's barely
Oh,
it's the end of
we
October.
even
We ain't even in Thanksgiving yet. We talk
bro.
about GMs and draft
And the crazy thing is, we 3-4.
but
Three
it
and
felt
four.
like we were 3-13.
That's the thing. It feel like we 1-5. Like even the games we won, it still feel like we 1-5. That's the bad thing about it. That's why it seems
Bro,
so harsh.
the Cardinals, the Broncos, we fought our behinds off to win that joint. The Falcons was like kind of the most comfortable, if you want to call it that win, and it wasn't even that close, and that big of a win.
Every win we had was still a
Um,
potential loss at the 2-minute warning.
yes, it
Like
was.
the other team still had the
Yes, it was.
possibility of winning the game
Very,
with 2 minutes on the
Yes,
clock.
it was. Yes, it was.
very disappointing.
Like,
But that's how we
Yeah,
though. We all played to that level.
yeah, we play
But
up and down
what
to the
if
level of
we
our
are that
competition.
level?
yeah.
Like, what if we are that level? Maybe we are like we not even best of the sorry teams because the sorry teams keep beating us.
We're
Oh
I
my
mean, I think
god.
we're probably a bottom eight. You know, we're a bottom 18 right now. You could probably name several other teams that we're like right there with.
Man, we was 2-0 with all hope.
I, we start off the show. Them damn Giants. Them
God,
Giants,
that
bro.
Eagles coach get on my coaching my boys up, man.
So the Bears put up 30 against the Raiders. God,
Yep.
30-12
With a unbeaten quarterback.
He was
with the
like
what?
20 for 27, 149 yards. Only thing he threw the ball in the second half.
Justin?
What's that new name? Taggart, whatever his name is.
Oh, the Raiders guy. Oh yeah, I don't even.
No, the Bears guy.
Oh, Justin out. Just feels out.
Yeah, you heard he
Back
He's
broke his
in
out
hand
3
or something
weeks.
last week.
Oh, I ain't even follow that. Ravens rolled. Cardinals lost, of course. Telling y'all,
We
they're
got
not
to
gonna
get
win
his
more than
ass
10
out of here,
games.
man.
Good Jalen Hurts, man.
I
So I hate these
still
dudes.
say what I said, man.
What?
We lost today, bro. I'm already programming potential candidates and stuff, man. This is nasty.
DT, we're gonna need some college players to be looking at on Saturdays real soon. Give us a little list.
Gotcha.
Start at O line, maybe tight end next.
Oh,
Might need another DB too.
look at the Eagles. They
Oh
about to
my
score again.
god.
All right, man.
Bro, they but
They about to score again. Look, man, we appreciate all of y'all for joining, for yielding some of the time. We know your time is very valuable for you to use it with us. We definitely appreciate you. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.